Alright, man, it's a public service announcement before the Jeep. It's a public service announcement before the Jeep and Bolio video, man. All I want to say is, I never disrespect anybody when it comes to these dogs, man. I have fun. I love all dogs, man. Every bloodline. I don't care from Kobe on down to the alligator stuff I talk trash about. I love all dogs, man. I just be having fun when it comes to these pits. I'm glad y'all look like the videos. I'm glad the ones who don't like it to give me their you know what I'm saying, their opinions or whatever. But I don't call y'all out your name. I don't disrespect y'all in that kind of way because I'm not that kind of person. But when it comes to these dogs, I'm letting you know now, I don't live on a lie. You know what I'm saying? I don't live on a lie, because when you tell lies when it comes to them dogs, you gotta back all that stuff up. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, anybody that, you know what I'm saying, that I ever went hunting in the woods with, you know what I'm saying, period. And anybody that ever went hunting in the woods with, they know how I'm getting down, and I ain't took too many L's. I'm gonna tell you like that right there. And we're gonna go all the way back to the mid-90s. I ain't took too many L's, and if you can remember like I can remember, if you was rolling with me in the woods, you know how PBK was rolling. You know what I'm saying? So don't even come with me with no lies, no none of that, because at the end of the day, I got a good memory. You know what I'm saying? I remember a lot of stuff about them dogs. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, I ain't gonna lie to none of y'all boys, you know what I'm saying? Because for one, like I said before, I don't even got no pit bulls. I ain't looking to sell a puppy. So what am I gaining out of telling you the truth or a lie? You know what I'm saying? Getting a view? I mean, what? Come on, get out of here, man. Let me see, I'm gonna name him up. Kilo, pure red boy. Kilo was a pure red boy male from about 96. 96, unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? But I ruined him at about a year old. That was my first best dog, a pure red boy male. After that, Sambo came. Sambo destroyed everything in the woods for 2 years straight in my area. Everything. Don't let them fool you, don't let them shit you. When I tell you that, 2000, 2001, 2002, I don't know what I'm saying, don't let them shit you. But, a Rattler male, 3 in a row. Bam, bam, bam. Some of these dog men getting mad at me because I ain't took an L from them since I had a dog named Hog Catcher. And that was back in 95, 96. I ain't took L's from some of these dog men, they getting mad at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I don't got no puppies to sell, no dogs to try to get rid of, no nothing. I ain't got no reason to lie to nobody about nothing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these dogs, I sell Malawi's, Dutch Shepherds, KMPV bred, protection dogs. I don't mess with pit bulls. I'm gonna get me some pits though. I'm gonna get me some pits because y'all boys need some saving out there, because a lot of them boys is running y'all in the wrong direction. And one of the most important things about my dog history is I was around the right people at the right times. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. The area I live in was a good area to be a pit bull man. You know what I'm saying? And I got a chance to meet a lot of good old schoolers. A lot of good old schoolers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that's dead now. Old schoolers. A lot of people that you never even hear mentioned, that I won't mention. Old schoolers. You know what I'm saying? When I tell you I had straight Jeep dogs and straight pure red boy Jocko dogs straight off of yellow, and like I had these dogs, you know what I'm saying? I can't help what the next man didn't have. Don't get mad at me because, you know what I'm saying, you didn't have what I had, or he didn't have what you had, or this person didn't have what I had. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in their own position. Like I said on the Bolio video later that you're gonna see, I didn't really have a lot of access to the Bolio dogs. You got people who live in areas who had access to pure Bolio, purest of the pure Bolio stuff. You know what I'm saying? Everybody live in different areas where they can get access to other bloodlines better than other people. You know what I'm saying? Just my area was the pure red boy Jocko, the Grand Champion yellow stuff, the red boy stuff, and the Jeep stuff. Like that, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't the type to try to go hog hunting for an easy win. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for the biggest man around at the time, and I knocked them and chopped them down like a tree. You know what I'm saying? One by one, boom, boom, boom. Sometimes the same person 3 or 4 times. Sometimes the same hound at least 2 times. You know what I'm saying? Which shouldn't even be done. There is when you're going hunting with a dog you already out hunted before, like that's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessary. I can't give you nothing but the truth. I can't give you nothing but the truth. I had guys spending 20 and 30, $40,000 trying to out-hunt Sambo, and they couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Hound after hound. Hound after hound. Couldn't do it. I know guys spent, if I say 15,000, that's an understatement. I promise you that. I promise you that. And believe me when I tell you, the only reason anybody who went hunting with Sambo was able to feed their hound the next day is because I let they dog finish the hog off, and I left the woods with my dog. You know what I'm saying? They dog finished the hog off, and I left the woods. The hunt was already over. You know what I'm saying? The hunt, my dog had done took the whole hunt over. I just went ahead and let that dog finish the hog off, get his little props off, and then I left out the woods. You know what I'm saying? Every single hog hunt. You know what I'm saying? So if you was in that category, you was in that category. Everybody from this area knows Sambo. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Sambo put it down all around town, all around the state. And at that time, when I had Bo, he was about to go hog hunt with this some dog named Texas Pete on the other side of the country. I ain't gonna talk about what I did with Nitro, the crazy ass Shakur mill. I'm not even gonna talk about that. He out hunted a dog that's in a lot of y'all papers that I hear a lot of y'all bragging about right now, 2021. But I stay hush about it because I ain't that type of person. You know what I'm saying? I like to talk about the dogs, you know what I'm saying? But when you start saying certain things and this and that, you know what I'm saying? My dog game is official, like I tell you before. Stacked all the way down to the 90s. And I ain't talking about no up to date, I'm talking about back in the day stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, let's talk dogs, baby. And one thing about dogs, I never, ever get in an argument or talk shit to anybody or call you any names when it comes to the dogs. You let the dogs do the talking or your resume do the talking. One or the other. One or the other. For me, I'm letting my resume do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no dogs. So we talking about resumes right now. You know what I'm saying? You talking about verses. Like we talking about the verses for the dogs. Now we talking about verses for me and whichever dog man want to say I'm lying on. You know what I'm saying? So verses, what's happening? I done went hog hunting, dog for dog. And guess what? Walked away with his dog. And I be lying to say I ain't never took no L's. You know what I'm saying? Because I got hold to a few bullshit dogs. You know what I'm saying? I took some L's. But the ones I took L's with wasn't my main, you know what I'm saying, my main studs. No matter what year it was. You know what I'm saying? When it came to my main boys, you already know what time it is. So let's talk dogs. Anytime you see someone getting mad and like getting overly violent because of some dogs, believe me, the dog game wasn't up to par. You know what I'm saying? Like you see me, I'm the type of person when we might get in each other's face. We're not gonna get in each other's face like talking no trash. We're gonna get in each other's face 5 feet apart. Talking about each other's dog. I don't care. That's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm all good with dog talk. You know what I'm saying? I can take it. But you can't get mad when you're not on the upper hand. I don't want no old school dog men to cry to me about no weights, none of that weight stuff. Oh, he was big, this and that. One thing about back then, when you came to the table, when you went out to hog hunt and different things, whatever you weighed, you weighed. You know what I'm saying? If you can't catch weight, you know what I'm saying? If you always call it catch weight, whatever you weigh, you weigh. It wasn't no cry about no you heavier this and that. If you call that, you call that. You know what I'm saying? Don't cry about the weight afterwards. You know what the situation was before you jumped into that pool with the shark. Now that you can't swim with the shark or couldn't swim with the shark, you wanna, you know what I'm saying, complain about it. You know when it comes to them dogs, I'ma talk that shit. Shit, I oughta beat your connect in the dogs. I'll out-hunt your connect. Your dog man connect, I'll out-hunt him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. I'm gonna let y'all get to the video. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, don't lie about them dogs. Whatever it is, it is. You know what I'm saying? If you take that L, take that L. That's a live and learn lesson. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna lie about it, you ain't learning nothing. And you're gonna end up 10 to 15 years with the same blood that you lost all that money with 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Don't lie about it. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't shit, get rid of it. Get you something else. Move on.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me?
back in time for a minute. Let's go back to 1969. The same year the Beatles had their last performance, the same year the Pontiac Trans Am had came out, and the same year the man landed on the moon. But to some people, none of that was important. A lot of people didn't care about any of the things that I named, but was in search for one of the puppies off that litter that had dropped that year. Yeah, 1969, a litter of puppies was born that would grow and make their mark in history. Now, off this litter came many, many talented pups, one named Andy Cap especially. But out of all the pups, one stood out of them all. There were rumors out that this pup grew to be a grown dog, and when he went hog hunting, he was never touched, never hurt. Some of the old men back then say this dog was one of the fastest dogs alive till today. His longest hunt was against a dog named Rowdy for 2 hours. Many dog men were in search for this dog. So many that he was stolen and sold many times. And as popular as Andy Cap was, his brother of that same litter named soared way higher through the skies like an eagle. Many would call this dog the best dog pound for pound. But at the end of the day, he did bite a child. The dog I speak of name is Bolio. His opponent, born in 1976, the same year that Rocky came out, King Kong came out, and Dorothy Hamill was running ice skating. In 1976, Mr. James Crenshaw owned one of the most famous female pit bulls of all time. Her name was Honey Bunch. That summer of 76, Mr. Crenshaw bred Honey Bunch to Finley's Bow. 4 pups off this litter would grow to become champions, but of the 4, one would accomplish things to overshadow all of his siblings. This pup hunting career began at the age of 2 years old, and he out-hunted 4 of the country's best pit bulls. He was considered the best dog of his time, producing many rum and champion dogs. This puppy and dog I speak of, name is Crenshaws Jeep. Okay, as I put Bolio and Jeep into categories, we start the first category in breedings. Which dog was bred the most? Of course, we all know that Jeep wins this category. Jeep was bred a whole lot more than Bolio. It could be, like I say, according to the times, Bolio is from the 60s to the 70s. Jeep is from the 70s to the 80s. So you know Jeep had more access to more people, more access to more technology than when Bolio was around. The next category we have is genetics. Bolio genetics, Jeep genetics. And anybody who know the Bolio dogs and the Jeep dogs know that Jeep's genetics is way better than Bolio's genetics. 30 years later, right now today, you can see somebody with a Jeep dog and say, oh, that's a Jeep dog. But you will not see nobody with a Bolio dog and say, oh, that's a Bolio dog. Genetics been washed out from the Bolio stuff. Not saying the actual genetics as far as what the dog do, but as far as the looking wise, they aren't producing Bolio looking dogs anymore. So Jeep wins genetically. Next category is war stories. Who got the best war stories? Bolio got some good stories, but I'm gonna have to give that one to Jeep as well. The 3 hours and 50 some minutes against Stevenson's Homer got to be one of the best old school game dog stories of all time. So Jeep gets that one. The next category is offspring. Both dogs had great offspring that had great dogs as in everybody pedigrees today. For example, STP Buck on the Bolio side and Tab on the Jeep side. So, you know, offspring wise, we got to tally up all the dogs from the Bolio and all the dogs from the Jeep. And we still have to give that to Jeep. Jeep produced more rums, more champions than Bolio. And then we still have to go back to the times it was, 69 to 76. So Jeep was in the 80s and Bolio was coming up in the 70s. So time matters when it comes to promotion, when it comes to breeding, when it comes to finding people, quality people to deal with. The next category is verification. Verification, which means can most of the dogs that's in 2021 be verified that they're Jeep dogs, and can these dogs be verified that they're Bolio dogs? With Bolio being stolen, and you heard the audio with Pat Patrick saying that he lied on Bolio's paperwork at first. Not Bolio, Buck's paperwork, sorry about that. With him saying he lied on Buck's paperwork, that's just letting you know that it's some bunch of foolery going on with that Bolio stuff, you know. You never hear anything about the Crenshaws Jeep stuff. Everything with that is straight down the line, straight, you know what I'm saying? Everybody did some crooked stuff as far as the dog, man, but everything that you heard about Jeep was straight out. And the final category is my experiences with both bloodlines. For one, I didn't have as many Bolio dogs as I had Jeep dogs. I had a heap of Jeep dogs, and I had maybe no more than 5 to 10 Bolio dogs throughout my life. You know what I'm saying? But Jeep wise, I probably had 20 to 30 Jeep dogs. You know what I'm saying? In my lifetime, and that was close Jeep dogs. I never really had no Jeep dogs in modern day times. Most of my Jeep dogs were from the late 90s and the early 2000s. Although I didn't have any good strong Bolio dogs myself, I had a friend, P. Nitty, that had a good strong Bolio female back in the days named Wonder Woman. She showed Bolio traits and she was a good hog hunter. And we did get a Tombstone Bolio male that was half and half with some welcome off stuff that was pretty decent. He was maybe a 40 pounder. He was a small dog, 40 pounder, and but he was pretty decent. But neither of those dogs were mine personally, you know what I'm saying? So the ones that I experienced and I had were piece of shits, you know what I'm saying? And I know Bolio produced way better dogs than those, you know. Matter of fact, one of the ones I had was, not saying anything about this line, but one of the lines I had was some Gaston stuff, off that Bolio stuff, and I think that was the Buck stuff, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, it is what it is. And the Bolio dogs I had, I didn't really invest in some good lines from some good folks that was breeding good quality Bolio dogs, so I got what I paid for, and they wasn't good, so I can't really classify the Bolio blood with the dogs that I had, you know what I'm saying? Because I know I didn't invest in some good dogs. And I know people out there got good Bolio stuff out there, you know. But the Jeep dogs that I had, they were some good quality dogs, and I was real impressed by them dogs. And as far as my impression on both lines, I would have to go with the Jeep myself over the Bolio. If I wanted to start a yard right now of both dogs, I would have to go with the Jeep. So in all the categories, it looks like Jeep won them all. And the final thing, the final straw to me that hurt Bolio was the fact that he bit a child, you know. And I mean, things happen when it comes to certain dogs, as far as keeping kids and stuff away from dogs. Sometimes you have to keep them away. You never know what the situation was, but just the fact that it happened will take points away from Bolio. He was a great dog. He made his mark in history, but he can't compete with #1 on the rum list, Crenshaws G. I appreciate y'all subscribing to the channel. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep disliking however you want it. I can accept constructive criticism. It's your boy PBK9s holding it down. Let's go.